everybody. Welcome to the Geriatric Millennials. This is Beth.
And this is Jayme.
And we're just two oldish, youngish ladies jumping on the bandwagon of the 2016 trend.
Yes.
So it has been all over social media the last couple weeks, people posting, that 2026 is like going to be like their 2016 and posting their pictures and stuff from back in the day. So we thought we would revisit 2016 today, where we were at, what we were doing, and also a bonus of looking back all the way to 2006. Which we never say 2006. But it was kind of a fun little thing to look back at those pictures and like.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That was a huge year for me in my life.
2016?
Yes.
Yeah. Which is weird, 10 years ago.
I know.
So we were both 20, I was 25 for most of the year, but 25, 26.
I was 25 in January of 2016.
Yes.
For half of the year I was 25 and
Yes.
the other half I was 26.
Yeah.
But that year, no, I was Wait,
we just did the
30.
math. Oh gosh, we're
35.
old. Yeah, we were 35, 36.
35, 36. What the heck?
Because it feels like it was
only
10 years ago.
but it
was
was
20 years ago.
Because we are doing both. We're doing 10 years and then we're doing 20.
Yeah, but let's be so for real. 10 years ago does feels like we were in our 20s.
Okay, so 10 years ago, I was 35, turning 36. So that year we moved from Belize back to Washington State.
Which was very
So that was a
exciting.
huge year for us. And we bought our first house that we'd ever bought. I mean,
okay, I have a funny story about you moving. So you and I reconnected. So like we've been friends for years and years, but like there's been like levels to our friendship. And at that time, like we were friends, we weren't just acquaintances, but we weren't like deep
right.
friends.
And those on your diagram of your circles, I was not in the middle circles.
Correct.
I was like on the outer edges.
But
Or maybe I didn't.
You were in the friend circle for sure.
Okay. I don't know if you did the circles back then.
I didn't do them mentally.
Write them down.
I didn't write them down, but yes, you were in the friend circle for sure. But and I at the time was working multiple jobs. I was working at my 9 to 5, and then I was working at 2 churches. But when you were moving back, you were trying to find somebody to come watch the kids, and so I watched the kids one night, and it was fascinating because your kids were little then. They were like little. Your daughter was barely out of diapers.
She was
like 3.
3. She turned 4.
Okay. So I'm watching the kids and like we're reading a book and we're doing the thing and you guys are moving. So like you guys are moving from your temporary space into your house.
Okay. So yes, she just turned 4.
Yeah. So
it was March. It was right at the exact time. Okay.
Yeah. And so I had not seen the kids in years, but I've known them since they were babies, but you guys had been in Hawaii and other places.
And Belize, yeah.
So it's like, I know you guys, but I don't know you guys.
I don't know what you're going to say right now.
And so I'm in like the boys are in the bedroom watching a show, reading books or something. And your daughter is like, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm like, okay. So she goes to the bathroom and she's like, hey, I need help here. And I'm like, excuse you, your girl takes the giantest dump I've ever seen of a little kid in the toilet. And I'm like, first of all, I flush it because I'm like, that's disgusting. And I didn't tell her that, but I was just like, oh, and I'm trying not to shame her because I don't want her to be poop shy. But literally she looks at me and she's like, I need help. And I'm looking at her and she's looking at me and we are both in a bad place. And I'm like, I have to wipe her butt. And I'm just like, I have not wiped another person's butt for at least 15 years. Like I had not done any nanny work where I had to change a diaper since I was 20. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So the boys are sitting there. I'm like, I guess I closed the door for privacy. So I closed the door because I'm like, and I'm looking at her like, I'm going to give it my best shot. But your butt is like tiny and I don't even know. And so we did our best. And I was
cracking up right now.
I can't even tell you how
that must have been traumatizing for you to remember it 10 years later.
Yeah, and just her little face looking at me like, ma'am, you're going to have to wipe my hiney. I was just like, I think I even asked her, can you do it yourself? And she just looked at me like, no. And I was just, anyway, it was a lot. Okay, I can still see her little face. It was just a lot.
Funny to me.
Anyway, so that was.
Thank you for doing that.
It was so much.
Thank you for doing that.
But yeah, 2016, baby, it was.
So that year I decided, I got this idea in my head that I wanted to have like a new look.
Mm-hmm.
And I cut my hair and dyed it dark for the first time in my life.
But you look beautiful.
Thank you. I didn't love it. I didn't know what I was trying to figure it out, you know? And this was before I had color analysis. And so when I look back, and my warm toned hair, it's not great. It's just not great. And also I didn't have it takes a while to find somebody and I didn't know who to go to because we had moved and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it wasn't a great year for my hair in 2016?
I will say it's not that it was bad. It just wasn't you.
Yeah.
It just doesn't, it doesn't make you shine.
No.
So in 2016, beauty on YouTube was like huge. Like the beauty YouTubers were like it was like Jeffree Star and oh my gosh, Jaclyn Hill and like James Charles, all those guys, Tati, all those guys were so huge. And like the beauty industry was so huge on YouTube. And I just remember watching lots of tutorials and trying to like figure out how to do a beat face with like you know, the highlighting and the contour and stuff like that all was like so popular. And like I have pictures of myself on my phone when I was looking it up where I'm like just doing like a full mugga face on the weekend to practice.
What's a beat face?
It's like where you do like the whole thing, like foundation, eyebrows, highlighter, contour, you're baking, you're like doing everything.
Okay,
like it's a full face of makeup, which is not as popular anymore, you know, but I was really into beauty. And that's when I very first started like dipping my toe into the beauty field. And by field, I mean, just like buying everybody's products and like spending way too much on palettes.
I remember
and stuff.
you getting palettes. I think it was the Patrick ones.
No, I got the one that
the Jeffree Star.
Yeah, it was the Jeffree Star Shane Dawson. I was like obsessed with that series when it came out.
I feel like you got all the palettes.
I did. I bought all of them and I bought a ton of lipsticks.
You still have them?
I still have them. Like most of them I wouldn't use now, but like they're in my collection of just like, this was like a fun, like it was one of those like pop culture moments that you're just in. And, you know, it's just kind of fun to look back on. Like that was a really fun time. And it was right before pandemic too. So it was just kind of that last flash of joy before things took a turn. I think it's weird. Like I was looking back and I was very involved with my youth group at the time. Like I've been in youth group, a youth minister for years and years, but I was a youth minister at 2 churches at the time. I started at the same time at 2 churches. And it was like, I was like about 2 years into working there, a year and a half. So I just started building up the program and the community was finally starting to happen, but it was like nonstop, just youth group stuff all the time. Like I feel like every weekend and like, I just did a lot of cool things and events for the kids. Like it was the start of we used to do an annual cook-off every year, like this big thing where all the kids were cooking and running around with knives and it was terrifying. And we'd eat their food and pray that nobody got like food poisoning. And but we did it for years and years. And so it was like one of our most fun events. And, you know, I always had a big Christmas party and all these theme things. And I was just trying all these ways to connect with kids. And I had 2 very different sets of kids. I had like a very like athletic and like cool guys group and whatever. And then I had like a very much more arty group of kids. And it was just cool. It was just like, it was so much all the time. It was just, all I did was youth group. And the crazy thing is at that time in 2016, I was trying to save money. So my best friend, her parents lived way out, kind of like, we would call it like the boonies here, but they're a good like 20 minutes from like where stuff happens in our town. And our town is not huge anyway. So that's saying something. And so my commute was like 40 minutes to churches. And I lived off of a gravel road in like a mother-in-law suite attached to someone's garage. And I lived there for years to pay off debt and to save money. And so I drove all the time and I was just not central to anything. And it was crazy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. It was like this tiny apartment. Anyway, it was crazy.
Aren't you glad you're not there anymore?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm so thankful for that space because it allowed me to buy a house. I mean, to save money and to do all the things that I was able to do when I lived there. But I'm so thankful. I'm like, that's not my life anymore.
Yeah, 100%. It's funny looking back at pictures from 2016 because I have pictures of my Vitamix.
Oh my
that's
gosh.
the year. So that's the year we first bought a house. And that was my housewarming gift to myself. Because I had wanted one for a long time, but we had been moving and I just hadn't bought one because they were pricey. I still have it. I use that thing daily. It was like the best quote unquote investment ever. It is. I mean, it changed my life. I don't know that I could live without it. Of course I would survive, but I use it daily. I love my Vitamix and that's 10 years old now.
That's crazy.
I know. It's a good product.
It
is.
Well, I just know you would make soup in it and stuff.
I did.
Yeah.
I haven't made soup in it in a long time, but I make like daily smoothies for my kids. I'd make smoothies for myself all the time in that thing.
I have to say, your house was really cute.
Thank you.
Your house was, I mean, your current house is cute too, but that house that your first house that you guys bought was super cute. There was a lot of parties that happened there.
Oh yeah. It was a great house for entertaining and I did a lot of entertaining. I did way more there than I do in my current house.
Well, and I feel like, I don't know why. I think it's just the stage of life. Everybody had like younger kids and like, well, except for me, but I don't count. I do count in life, but not for the children's. But anyway, like I just remember like we had like kind of like a girl group happening and it was just like, it was kind of the starts of some really cool like what I thought would be like cool friendships. I thought, oh my gosh, I finally found my Sex and the City girls. We're going to be a little blah, blah, blah. It didn't work out, but it was so fun at the time. Like it was just really fun. I just remember having lots of like fun Thanksgivings and just different things at your house.
Yeah. I also have pictures of a lot of face swaps. Remember the face swap? That's when it came. That's when it was like
we were all about
thing.
the Snapchat filters.
It was a new thing, and I had so much fun with it. I mean, I would still do that when I thought it. Like now that I'm thinking of it, I want to do it again because it was really fun. But I have a lot of face swap pictures in my 2016 album.
That's so random, but it makes sense. I think the most Snapchat photos I have are from like 2016, 2017, and using all the filters. Like, it's wild. So we're also going to revisit I keep saying 2006. But this is where we actually were 25, 26 that year.
Yeah.
Which is 20 years ago. Like I was looking at the pictures on my camera roll and my computer from 2006. It's weird because number one, my dad was still alive.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, hey, Fred. And then it's like my dog Chunk was still alive. I was living at home with my parents. I owned a small boutique in town called Ooh La La. And I just started doing youth ministry at a Korean church. And it was just like, I was in this weird transition of life. I had like a health scare like about a year and a half earlier. And I was just kind of recovering from all of that. And again, I was like this small business owner trying to make it and it was not working. And I was so embarrassed that I was living at home still, but I had literally no money. I was living off of like less than $1,000 a month, like by far. And it was crazy. And then I was trying to learn how to be a youth minister, which was nuts because the kids were only like 10 years younger than me.
Right.
And I'm like, let me impart so much wisdom on you. You're 18 and I'm 26.
Though.
Oh, I had so much more energy.
Okay. So 20 years ago, that's before I had kids. Mm-hmm. That year, Tony and I had been married a couple of years and we had really wanted to do some traveling before we had kids. Mm-hmm. And that was the year that we made it happen. And we did like an epic travel summer and we went to like 4 countries.
Oh, wow. Where'd you guys go?
We started off in Mexico and then we went to Hong Kong.
That is a wild
And then we went to India and from there we went to Thailand.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Before we came back. And so I had gotten a job at a restaurant and I was saving all my tip money. He was probably working at Starbucks. We just tried to save all the money we could. And we didn't spend a lot. We didn't stay at like nice fancy places or whatever. And we went to countries that are pretty cheap to visit. And it was incredible. Like that whole experience, I was just blown away by like the different countries that I just had never experienced before because all of them were so incredibly different from each other, like very, very unique cultures and food and all of it. And so that's when I think of 20. Oh my gosh, I can't not.
Yeah.
When I think of 2006, like that was the year. And then it was after that trip that we came back and then it was like, okay, we can try and have kids now. And then I got pregnant and then we had our first kid in 2007.
Wow.
So,
that was weird because that's kind of like the time everybody started having kids. Like in like the people I hung out with and like you, like so many people were like having babies right about then.
Yeah.
Also like just looking back at that, hearing like Tony working at Starbucks and you working at a restaurant, it's so funny what we would do for money back then.
Oh, whatever.
Like it was like whatever it took to a degree.
Well, because I wasn't in college. Like I wasn't on a career path. That wasn't my focus at all. And like at that time, same with my husband, like we just,
different.
So
So, I mean,
it was temporary.
It was just like the hustle was real, like having multiple jobs and like doing like weird things. Like I remember, just having to not anything like that kind of weird, but just like odd jobs. Like I painted someone's door for, some money and I did this for some money, just babysat, all kinds of stuff like that for money.
Yeah.
It's just so different now. And like to have houses now and have like have money, like, I don't know, there's something about your 20s when you don't have money and it's so fun and you're hanging out with friends and stuff. But like, I remember we'd hang out at like people's apartments and it was just like, but these were not nice apartments.
Right.
These were like starter apartments that were very vintage and old and sometimes had cockroaches and just it, but we had so much fun. But man, it was just a different time. Everybody was driving jalopies kind of, and just nobody had like real money, but we weren't going out to, I don't even remember going out to eat very much. We'd be at people's houses because nobody had money to like go do stuff like that.
Right.
Oh, that's so
20
funny.
years ago.
20 years ago. Yeah. Like just can't even imagine.
So I don't have any pictures on my phone of 20 years ago because I didn't have a phone. Like smartphones weren't a thing. They were not even a thing.
I still had a razor.
I mean, I think cell phones were a thing.
Cell phones were a thing, but not smartphones.
No.
And everything was by digital camera. Like I had a digital camera I would take to events and take pictures and then have to take the SD card out and put it in a computer.
Yes, and get them printed.
Yeah.
That's back when we actually printed photos. I never print photos now.
I know. And I think at that time too, I might have still had MySpace. I think I had MySpace.
Oh, it was MySpace. Oh, because I remember posting pictures from my trip on MySpace. Yeah. I wonder if MySpace exists anywhere. Like, could you access?
You can go to MySpace now, but it's not. It got bought up a bunch of times. The last time I went on it, you can't use your profile, but you can. It's like music and stuff. So but weird. I'm kind of like with how annoying a lot of social media is now. I'm like, maybe we just migrate back to MySpace and they can just like bring it back, and then it could be like more authentic to how it used to be instead of just being like ads and influencers and just like, hey, I just want to see pictures of my friends. And like, that was the crazy thing too. You would upload all the pictures.
Oh, for sure.
There was like, you might take a couple out of the camera roll that like didn't look good, but basically like all the pictures from the night went up. Like there was none of this like stylized stuff. No even filters.
No. And it's so cringe. It's so cringe to look back at what you posted, like what I posted. And even in 2016, even 10 years ago, I'm like, why did I say that?
Yeah.
Like, why did I wait?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were on Facebook in 2016.
Yeah. Yep. Because I still get the memory sometimes from like, oh, here's 10 years ago. And you're like, why did I do that?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's just cringy.
Like it is.
But we just used social media so differently back then.
Yeah.
It was just a different vibe. Which I'm cool with us not going back to exactly that. But I would like, I do miss the authenticity and the like, just kind of rawness that was out there and the lack of bots and just, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, anyway, I love that the 2016 trend came up because it is fun to just kind of look back at 10 years ago. 10 years ago was so different, but like, not,
For me, the biggest, hugest difference is in my children, of course, because 10 years of their lives is just like, not, like I had a kid going into first grade and third grade and then like a little 4-year-old. And now like the third grader, this is his senior year.
Yeah.
And so it's just, so I mean, it's just incredible. Like that's his whole childhood is like over, I mean, he's 18 and that was 10 years ago. He was 8.
Well, and we were adults at the time, but I have to say, looking back at pictures of ourselves from 20 years ago.
I look so much younger.
I'm like, oh, we're babies. Yeah. Oh, I thought I looked about the same. No, ma'am. You look your age now. So have fun with that. But yeah, it's a trip, man. Yeah.
I'm glad we're in 2026.
Same. I mean, would I go back and change things? If I could go back knowing what I know now, obviously I would have invested in Bitcoin.
Yeah, it doesn't work
and
like
Yahoo
that.
and Google when I was, in 2006 or whatever. But yeah, it doesn't work like that. So no, I'm happy with my choices, except for some of those cringy pictures.
Hey, if you're enjoying this podcast and would like to support our show, you can share episodes with your friends and family, follow us on Instagram at the Geriatric Millennials, or leave us a positive review and rating, all which help us to grow. Our theme music was created by the Finley Ghost, so check out their latest album now. Thank you so much.